Are you trying to relocate your children either during a divorce or a child custody modification? Buckle up. Here's the thing, it's not real easy to do. And in my personal and professional experience, what I've seen is, in general, courts and judges want people to stay put. And it makes sense, right? They want stability for the children. They want kids to stay in their same schools with their same friends, doing their same extracurricular activities. So to uproot those kiddos because the two of you could no longer get along and stay together, they're pretty hesitant to do that. So you can understand why they do. And those of us in reality understand that sometimes it's more complicated than that. Like, what if you get a really great new job? What if you meet someone else in another state? What if one of your ailing family members gets sick in Dallas, Fort Worth, and you got to move up from San Antonio? What about in those situations? And sometimes the nuance of the situation would show, hey, it really is better for everybody if one of the parties and the kids go ahead and relocate. If you're going to do that, probably what's going to happen is you won't go to a judge. You'll need to get to a jury and try your hand with them. So Texas has this weird thing. Most states, I don't even know if any other states honestly do this, but like most of them don't in any event. You try certain issues to a jury. One of those is who should have the right to determine the primary residence, and what should the geographic restriction be? And the colloquial wisdom, or like the conventional wisdom among like really seasoned trial lawyers who have been doing this longer than me, is that judges are biased. And I don't mean bias in a bad way necessarily, but like they're saying, hey, we're not doing that, you're staying put. So you got to go around them to the jury. And then you've got this jury of your peers, some folks listening to your story about why moving to New York is better for you and your kids, why this amazing job will benefit you and their life, why you've got to go take care of your ailing mother, and that means you should move. So they may hear you out more, and they're going to consider things like job prospects, availability of a family support network, the financial impact to the children, the other parent's current involvement in the children's life. Like, I want you to think of it like you're, I don't know, like making a cake. And all of these are different ingredients that may lead towards a relocation being the right answer for your family. But if you want that, you need to think through, like, the question is not, do you, mom or dad, think it's a really good idea? And also the question is not, did you meet someone else and you want to get married and move? Like, pretty much that ain't gonna do it. The judge will be like, hey, or even the jury, that fella or that gal over in Florida that you met on vacation needs to move to Texas. You're not up and moving your kids because you met someone else. And that's one of the main things that I hear is it's like people, because of dating apps, right? People meet each other all over the world, all over the country, all over the state. So often it'll be like somebody who met someone in Houston, and they want to move from San Antonio or Austin to Houston because they met somebody, and they're like, well, I met somebody, we got married, like we already got married, or we're about to get married. And like, I mean, we got married, so we're gonna have to do it. And I'm like, that's really probably not gonna happen. You need to get them to move from Houston to where you are. But then here's the rub. What if they already got their own kids and their own situation in Houston, and you've got your kids and your situation in Austin? Like, what are y'all gonna do? Probably what you're gonna do is meet in the middle at Buc-ee's a lot, or live in two households until the kids are older, and maybe then you can navigate it. Because in that situation, the most likely way for you to be able to relocate with your kids would be upon agreement of the other party. And how quick do you think they're going to be to agree to let you move with your new beau or your new gal across the state with their kids? They won't be able to do t-ball practice anymore, show up easy if you've got to drive 2.5 hours. So like, it makes sense. And I feel like people are often the most surprised by this piece of information and sort of feel it's the most unfair. And they also put the least amount of research and thought into how their adult decisions are going to affect where they get to live. Because they get to me, they're already married and they didn't even think about it. So like, don't be that person. Relocation of children during a divorce or a custody situation in Texas is an option, but it's a tenuous option. Think of it like walking a tightrope, and that tightrope is probably going to lead you to a jury, and you need to have that plan in mind from the get-go. Like wherever you are in the process, if you think you want to relocate, you should be working now to make that possible. I don't care if it's in a week, a month, a year, 2 years, 10 years. There are things that you need to be doing right now to get prepared. And the closest or shortest distance between those 2 points is agreement with the other party. So maybe try to be nice. You get more flies with honey.